Hello children. In the last video, we have discussed about the refraction of light. We have also discussed what happens when light passes from a rarer medium to a denser medium. We have also discussed what happens light travels from denser medium to rarer medium. What happens light falls normally to the interface separating the two medium. And we have also explained the cause of refraction. Now in this video, we are going to explain about the laws of refraction and some mathematical concepts related with refraction. Okay, so here in this diagram, you could see this black line represents the interface separating the two medium. Okay, now the white region represents the first medium and the light blue region represents the second medium. If you want, I can mark it down here. I will mark it down. This is my first medium. This is my second medium. And they differ in their optical density. So here the light falls obliquely on the interface separating the two media. Now, since these two mediums are different and have different optical density, it undergoes a bending here. And we call this phenomena as refraction. Now, at the point of incidence on the interface separating the two media, I am going to draw a normal. You know what a normal is? Normal is the perpendicular drawn with respect to the surface, such that the angle between the normal and the surface is equal to 90 degree. This much things you know. Now the angle between the incident ray, this is my incident ray, the ray that is coming and falling on the interface separating the two media, we call that as incident ray. The incident ray makes some angle with the normal. This angle is called as angle of incidence, the angle between the normal and the incident ray. Now, in the second media, I can mark an angle between the normal and the refracted ray. That angle that I am going to mark is called as angle of refraction. Now, if you are familiar with all those terms, that is incident ray, normal, refracted ray, angle of incidence and angle of refraction, then we can easily state our laws of refraction. Now, the laws of refraction, the first statement is very similar to that of the laws of reflection. Very similar to that of laws of reflection. What is the first statement that we have studied in the case of laws of reflection? The incident ray, the second ray was reflected ray in the reflection, laws of reflection. Now here it becomes refracted ray and the normal to the point of incidence all lie in same plane. So this is a similar statement. The only difference is the reflected ray is replaced by refracted ray. So the first statement is the incident ray, the refracted ray and the normal at the point of incidence or the normal drawn at the point of incidence all lie in same plane. Now the second statement you might have some difficulty in understanding because you are not familiar with this particular term, that is sine. This is something that you are going to learn in your mathematics classes. 10th standard trigonometry chapter you will be studying. In that chapter you will understand what this sine is. So till that point what you have to remember is, you have to remember this particular statement. The ratio of the sine of the angle of incidence to the sine of the angle of refraction is a constant. Whenever you take the ratio of sine of the angle of incidence to the sine of the angle of refraction, you will get a constant for a particular color of light and for a given pair of media. Okay, this point is very important. The last point is very important. This part is very important. This part for a light of given color and for a given pair of media. Why? Because if the incident light, the color of the incident light changes, then definitely this constant also is going to change. Similarly, if you change the pair of medias, for example, now in order to undergo a refraction, we told that we need two medias, the first medium and the second medium. Now, for example, if I take the first medium as air and the second medium as water, the sine of the angle of incidence in air to the sine of the angle of refraction in water will be a constant. Okay, now for example, let's take that constant value as N1. Now, if I replace this water media by some alcohol medium, then you take the ratio of the angle of incidence in air to angle of refraction in alcohol, then you will get another constant, that is N2. Why? Because you are changing the second medium. So you are not supposed to change the medium, pair of medium you are considering. You are not supposed to change the color of light that you are using. If you are using red colored light, you always have to use red colored light. If you are using a yellow colored light, you always have to use yellow colored light till you finish your experiment. Okay, so this is the point you have to remember there. For a given light, color and for a given pair of media, the ratio of the sine of the angle of incidence to sine of the angle of refraction is a constant. Okay, and this constant that you are getting is called as refractive index. This constant is called as refractive index. Okay, of the second medium with respect to first medium. Refractive index of the second medium with respect to first medium. You could see a representation here. The constant is represented by the letter N. They are writing 2,1 as the subscript. Okay, when I write N21, that simply means I am calculating the refractive index of the second medium with respect to first medium. Okay, this is what you have to remember. The first subscript represents the first medium. Sorry, the first subscript represents the second medium and the second subscript represents the first medium. Okay, now that simply means this 2 number always represents your refracting angle medium and 1 medium always represents your incident angle medium. Okay, the medium in which you are marking the incident angle is given by 1 subscript and the medium in which you have the refraction angle mark is represented by 2 subscript. Okay, so refractive index of the second medium with respect to first medium is equal to sine of the angle of incidence to sine of the angle of refraction. Okay, hope you understood this particular statement. This statement will be very clear to you once you study the trigonometry chapter. Till then, you study this statement. You by heart this statement and keep this statement and the mathematical equation with you. Okay, so what are the two statements associated?